Hello! Today in the lesson we will solve examples in which we will transform algebraic expressions. And we're going to solve examples that have the same letter part, but they're going to be different. And we will pay attention to this when solving these examples. Let's write down the first example. 3 times a minus 7 and plus 5a. Well, we need to simplify this expression. What are we paying attention to? Well, first of all, we're applying the properties that we use to convert algebraic expressions. What is this property? It's the distributive property. And it looks like this. So in this case, I can write this expression without parentheses. And then I'd have to multiply a by b, and I times c. Using this property, the result is that we have Please note that we do not write the multiplication sign between the number and the letter. 3 times minus 7 and plus 5a's. The result is 3a's. That's how we rewrite it. 3 times minus 7 is minus 21 and plus 5a's. In this expression, we see that we have similar summands that we can add up. The sum of 3a's and 5a's is 8a's. And the number minus 21 will be written this way. The answer is 8a's minus 21. Now I'm going to write down another example with the same letter expressions with the same numbers, but it will be different. I'm going to write down 3 minus a minus 7 plus 5a's. Very often you use the distributive property when solving examples like this too, or in this case we get the wrong answer. Why? Because in the first example, between the number 3 and the parenthesis, or between the number 3 and the parenthesis. So we use our distributive property. And in the second example, there is a minus sign in front of the parenthesis. So you can't 3 multiplied by a and 3 multiplied by minus 7. So we're using a rule. When there's a minus sign in front of a parenthesis, then we remove those parentheses. And we write all the numbers in the brackets with the opposite sign. I had a plus sign. I'm writing down a minus sign, minus a. 7 has a minus sign. I'm writing plus 7. And then I write plus 5a. So I've got an expression that has like summands. And I can find the sum of like terms. Minus a plus 5a. Don't forget that if no coefficient is written before the letter part, then this coefficient is equal to 1. The result is minus 1 plus 5. That's 4a's. 3 and 7 are also like terms, but which have no letter part. But we can find the sum of 3 plus 7. That's 10. The resulting answer is 4a's plus 10. Notice. In the first case, there is a multiplication sign between the number 3 and the parenthesis, so I'm applying the distributive property. And the resulting answer is 8a minus 21. And in the second case, I'm opening the parenthesis using our rule that the parenthesis is preceded by a minus sign. I would also like to draw your attention to the following rule. If you find it difficult to apply this rule, we can write a unit before the parenthesis. And then we can use the distributive property. And then in this case, we have the following expression. 3 minus 1 times a minus 1 times minus 7 and plus 5a's. Notice that the 3 I'm rewriting. Minus 1 times a. That would be minus 1a. Minus 1 times minus 7. That would be plus 7 and plus 5a's. Notice we got the same expression. And we can add like terms. The result would be 4a's plus 10. When converting algebraic expressions, pay attention to the sign that stands before the parenthesis, and then already use the necessary properties. I also want to write down an example in which the number will be behind a parenthesis. What do we do in this case? The point is that this is also a distributive property. It does not matter where you have a number before the bracket or after the bracket, then where we apply our property. And we end up with 3 times a. That would be 3a's. 3 times minus 7. Let's write it down. Plus 3 times minus 7 plus 5a's. And in this case, we have 3a minus 21 and plus 5a. Notice that we got the same answer, the same expression. And we can add similar summands. And the answer will look like 8a minus 21. When you convert algebraic expressions, be careful and pay attention to the signs that stand before the parentheses. Then you will get the correct answer. Today our lesson has come to an end. Goodbye, see you again.